I'm Chris White, and I live on Hillside Road. I was in IT. I was a senior system analyst and a project manager for a couple of large government contracts in the areas of education and health, and I really enjoyed the work. But I was fortunate enough to be able to retire early, and I really enjoy that as well. I like to collect different things, and most recently I found out that I could actually start collecting Deco-era typewriter ribbon tins, and that they often had very interesting, very traditional Deco designs. So that's been a lot of fun. Since I've retired, I am so delighted to not have to read technical reports or be studying different programming languages. So now I enjoy reading murder mysteries, and I go through them at a pretty fast pace. And then I have become very fond of Scandinavian noir. And it started out I'd have to get these international DVDs and then watch it on my international DVD player. But more and more, Netflix with their global audience is bringing them directly to me. So GHI had a lot of amenities that I liked just right off the bat. I've always tried to live in a community where I could walk to like a grocery store, restaurants, things like that. And I actually lived in downtown Rockville, so I could do it at that time. And I didn't want to lose that, so I was thrilled when I found the center and realized that I could sort of recapture some of that walkability here. And then driving around, I just liked the fact that there were lots of mature trees and the close proximity of Buddy Attic Lake and the woods, which I did end up using a lot with my dogs. And just generally, it seemed like a small town feel, and I was hoping to find community, so I thought this might be the place where I could find that. And it was affordable, which was a real consideration at that time for me. I've always been very interested in working with animals. A group of us came together in the early 90s and decided that we would like to be a subcommittee of the members' outreach committee so that we could try to educate members about responsible guardianship and, just things that they should be doing to take good care of their dogs. And right about the time all that was going on, we became a full-fledged companion animal committee, and I chair that today. After I retired, I was able to volunteer more at the shelter, which I'd been doing a little bit of. And about the same time, it was very fortunate that I became aware of a foundation in Montgomery County called Your Dog's Friend, and learned an awful lot about animal behavior from them, and also some basic training techniques, and so was able to bring that to the shelter. And so it's really been very satisfying work. And got involved with FAGS, which is a Friends of organization. And so we have been working very hard to raise money in different ways to bring money for medical expenses that go over sort of what the basic care is that the shelter would normally provide. And that's been very satisfying work as well. I got involved with a new group called the Greenbelt Community Animal Response Team. And the community is going to receive a disaster preparedness trailer that will turn into a temporary shelter for 65 animals. One of sort of a core group of members that came together to try to do what we could to educate members about this, and I do write some of the blogs. I have been covering some of the meetings up at GHI and some of the special issues that come up so that we can get the word out to people to be aware of it. Well, I think there were two goals with the group of us that started Members United. I think one was to try to do some education of the membership and, really emphasize the 7 international cooperative principles and the idea of participatory democracy. We have a lot of discussion in the cooperative about representative governance and such, but I think it's important that members know that they have a say and that they exercise those rights. And the best way to cause that to happen is to do some education. So that was a very important goal. And I think the second piece of it was to try and do everything that we could do to demonstrate that you could improve communication using various media and an online platform, and that we could maybe come up with a model that could demonstrate that doing that type of thing did not have to be expensive to the point where it was prohibitive. And I think that we've demonstrated that, and we're very close to hitting most of the goals that we had for the various types of media that we wanted to be able to make available to the membership. And I think also there has been some good response, and people do appreciate learning more about what's happening in the cooperative. And it just shows that people will engage if you can deliver the information in a way that's easy for them to consume with their busy lives.